Okay, we're at our local P&K dealership. This is where we get all of our parts and our supplies and our equipment for all of our products. We will be doing a P&K sponsored giveaway. They're going to do some stuff for us to give away on our channel. So if you would subscribe and like, and from that list of our subscribers, we will choose a random person to give that away to. Local P&K dealer today. This is our particular dealership we deal with on a pretty semi-daily basis. What do you say? Semi-daily basis. We'll see. Yeah. We call here every day and get our parts. Seth Klein, the manager, is a friend of ours, and he helps us out with a lot of deals. But we're actually out here today shopping for our next tractors for next year. The LS tractors we have currently, nothing's wrong with those. We're looking for more horsepower. And unfortunately, LS only goes to 100 horsepower, and we're thinking we need more than that. We're thinking, what, 110, 120-ish? Yeah. Somewhere in that ballpark. So we're going to start with, this is a 75 horse Deere here. So this is basically the equivalent to currently what we have with an LS. It's a little smaller than the one we have. Ours are a little bigger. But that's just how John Deere stacks up their 75 horse tractors. Of course, that one doesn't have a bucket on it. And that's pretty mandatory for us. So we're going to step over here. This 50, 65, I can't see which number it is. All right, we've moved on to a larger tractor, which fits more in the category of what we're looking for. So we'll walk over here, we'll get a little view around it and some cab stuff, and we're gonna kind of see if this will fit knobs, levers, comfort, more along the lines of what we're looking to upgrade to. I already noticed this one right away has fender flares right here on the sides and front mud flaps, which would be an upgrade for us. Which will be an upgrade for us, as now when we take off out of the mud of the fields, it slings the mud everywhere. So that would be a nice upgrade there. So let's walk over here and we'll take a little quicker look on the inside. So I'm gonna have a chance to climb in. He drives a lot of our tractors during the field all year long. So a lot of these guys' comfort stuff would kind of go along with mine. So we'll check it out, see if we have all the levers and buttons that we're looking for. This would actually pull our baler and rake combination, so that we're braking and baling at the same time. He's going to get some footage of the inside, so we have something to compare to later. And so this tractor here particularly is going to be 110 horsepower, and right now we're currently running 75 to 80 horsepower. That does not allow us to do our rake and baler combination together, so we have to rake separately and bale separately with two different tractors. So the tractor this horsepower would allow us to do that all in one motion, along with having a windrow out in front of us. So we're trying to reduce the amount of tractors, people, all the stuff kind of speeds us up in the fields. Allows us to get in and out of people's, properties quicker. So this is kind of more what we're looking for, maybe a 6130. We'll go around back and see if they have one here. The stocks are low with COVID and everything, so the inventories are real low around this area. But we'll see if we'll go out back and find another one that's maybe bigger than this one to compare it to. But we'll get a quick shot of it around it and everything to make sure this is kind of more along the lines of what we're looking for. That door opens. So that's nice, because the 5100E, the doors don't open.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, you can opt for the kit. You have to buy a kit.
Why would they not have it?
This has heads-up display or on-screen display. It doesn't have it here on top of the steering wheel like ours do. It's got 3 levers. We need that. This is the button shift. Yep. Here and here.
This has like another gear. See that?
D range, yeah, it's probably for more speed. There's your drive controls. Those buttons in the back. So this is a lot nicer than our models. Obviously, we didn't spring for the decked out version, and really a lot of that we wouldn't even use anyways. Some of that stuff.
Look how much space.
Yeah, there's a lot of room in here for
like 2 grown people can sit in this
for such a small tractor. I mean, I'm 6'1", you're what, 5'10", 5'11".
This is nuts.
Yeah.
Very comfy.
So already a few things that I've noticed separate from our tractors. Obviously this is a much larger tractor and not necessarily in the same category. This actually is an M model, which would be a little more fancy than like the E models or so on and so forth. Already I like the lights are better already. I like the positioning, there's more of them. Ours does have a good line of view, but this particular tractor has a lot more, and they're a little adjustable in the middle where you can kind of tilt and adjust the angles on them. Again, as I mentioned earlier, love the mud flaps, the mud guards, whatever you call them. Those are already a plus in my book. You can put them on ours. It's a very expensive accessory. unfortunately, this model does have DEF. I'm not a large fan of that. We have regen on our current tractors, but the DEF is somewhat off-putting for most farmers. But John Deere seem to have that pretty under control for the most part. Again,
Comes on all the tractors, what horsepower and up.
yeah, I think it's 110 or 100 horsepower and up have it. Again, it has more lights, side lights here at the top that ours don't have. This tractor has much larger tires, so we can actually add more weight to these with the rim guard, get more traction out of this particular tractor. It's heavier, but our particular tractor will probably ride better than our tractor. And then again, when you come around back here, you're gonna have the stuff we don't have, which are PTO bump. You can bump the PTO shaft if you're having trouble getting your PTO shaft to line up when you're hooking it up. And again, your raise and lower controls for your 3-point. So that's all stuff that we don't have. We do have the raise and lower, but we don't have the PTO bump. More lights. Again,
turn this one a little sharp.
yeah, I got a little sharp on that one. Again, more lights. It does have the 3 remotes, which we would need. But all in all, this is probably the model we would be searching for. So I guess we will move on from here, see if there's any bigger machines out back. Okay, so now we've stepped over to a, you can't see it here, I'll get a better shot of it, 5090E, so this will be an economy model. The 90-100 horsepower is like the minimum bare requirements of what we could use. That would probably work for what we're looking for. Again, this is all going to be based on price point, horsepower, amenities, the things it offers for us to use. So this one does have the bucket on it already. Again, it does have DEF. This tractor particularly is about the size of our current 75 horse tractors in height. And again, they have great lights. Everything is well lit up. This one here doesn't have the new light package like the one we looked out front at. This actually is this is a decent sized tractor. I think we could get away with this. It looks to be new. So, I mean, this would be perfect. This is about as big as the current tractor we have, but more horsepower. Other than that, this looks like a good buy. If the price was right, this would probably fit within our budget. We're trying to replace the 275 horses with the 120, 130, and 190, 110, 90, somewhere in that ballpark. This one doesn't have any of the modern conveniences like the PTO bump or the 3-point lift, which I would really like to have that, so that's kind of a bummer. Other than that, this one looks like a pretty quality machine. It's got the DEF, regen setup on it, but with the bucket and everything, this would probably work out just fine. So here we are at the 5100E. This would be the economy model 100 horse. So slightly bigger than the last one. I believe this one is used also a year old. We'll have regen, no DEF in this particular model. But this tractor here is 100 horsepower. So this is really right at the requirements of what we need to pull our rake and baler combo that we're going to build in a future video. So this would really suit our needs well. This is an older model because it has the older halogen light package. So I think it's a year or so old. Again, we're not shopping for strictly new. A good price in our budget, horsepower wise, all that definitely plays into the part of purchasing equipment on a farm. But this is the right size tractor. It's a little taller. These are about actually the size of our LS's. This tractor's not maybe 3 or 4 inches taller than our LS. They built our tractors pretty big, the LS's that we do currently have. For an 80 horse tractor, it's almost as big as this 100 horse. A friend of mine, Jeremy, has one of these. Has had excellent service out of it. My only complaints on this particular tractor, you have to buy a door kit and put hinges on it. I like the door and the ladder, so you can get out either side. That's not a make or break deal. Plus, the tractor only has 2 levers, and I would need 3 for sure. Other than that, this tractor would fit. Let me look at the levers in the back. Again, I would like the PTO bump and the 3-point levers, but it's a strong contender. All right, so this is the 6140R, as it says on the hood there. This is an older model, but this is a used one. This fits in our 100 to 140 range. We would like the 130, 120 range, but this would be more the dream for us, as we don't do a bunch of tillage. So this tractor would suit our needs pretty well, because as you've seen in other videos, we have the Alice Chalmers that does our tillage with duals. but this would suit our hay tractor needs quite well. It'll lift 2 bales in the front, it'll lift 2 bales in the back. It'll have all the switches and buttons and levers that we would want. And again, this is 140 horsepower. So I mean, look at the size of this tractor. I'm 6'1", so I mean that thing's huge. So this right here would work perfectly with running our rake and baler with no trouble whatsoever. Plus, it would help us move bales around a little faster as it's a whole lot bigger and heavier. And it would do the majority of the tillage we would do anyhow. So we'll go to the other side real quick. I love the bucket. And it has an absolutely menacing hood on this particular machine, and it has the light package with the big stadium lighting at the top. The exhaust pipe is huge on this thing. It's got the quick disconnect for, looks like hydraulic hoses there for a third function. So that's a plus. This tractor will have DEF. So this tractor will have regen and DEF on it. But otherwise, this is pretty much the dream tractor that we would ideally like to have. These tractors are quite expensive and hard to get right now with COVID being so prominent everywhere. But this would be the dream. Like and subscribe to the video, and we will give our giveaway package away to one of our subscribers. So keep watching the channel, and we look forward to doing our giveaway package soon. And we're in trouble.